anthem. Okay, you'll see the words on the screen. You'll hear the song over the speaker system. I encourage all of you to sing along. We don't have a singer, and so if you don't sing, you're going to hear my singing voice, and you don't want to do that. So please sing the national anthem. We'll all be proud singing that together. Okay. After we do the national anthem, I'll start with some just opening remarks. I'll do one thing that is kind of a surprise that I won't tell you about right now, and then we'll do the oath of allegiance. Okay, when it's time to do the oath, I'll have you stand. You'll raise your right hand in the air, and then I will say the oath a few words at a time, and you'll say it back to me. Okay? If you need to, you can have this little half-size sheet that's in your packet that has the words to the oath of allegiance. That helps you follow along, or for those of you who are interpreting, if that helps you with the oath, you can. But just know I won't say more than probably 5-6 words at the same time. So if it works, you can hear me. Just repeat it. That works the best. Okay. Right after the oath, we'll have messages from the director of our, and then we will do the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. When we say the pledge, usually you learn the pledge when you're a student in the United States. So I understand if all of you don't know it by heart. We have the words to the pledge on that little half-sized sheet. When you say the pledge, you just turn it and acknowledge the flag. You place your hand over your heart, and then we say the pledge all together at once. Okay. After the pledge, we will be giving you your certificate of naturalization. Okay, and I'll call you up. We'll go by row. We'll go from right to left, from front to back. You'll come up. And it's a really nice opportunity for a photo. I'll make sure your family and friends are ready for that. If you don't have family or friends here with you today and you want a picture of that moment, now is a good time to get to know the person next to you in your row. If you need to trade cell phones or cameras to make sure you get that picture, okay? If you missed the picture and you want a photo, you can stick around after the ceremony. We've got nice photo opportunities around the room, out in the lobby, and so you're welcome to stick around and do that. Okay?
Hi, brother.
After we do the certificates, I'll do some closing remarks, and then we'll finish with the closing presentation. There's a song called God Bless the USA. We'll have a video presentation of that. Okay? A couple things now, that next steps that you're going to become an American. The first thing you need to do, and this is going to happen right after the ceremony, is I need you to look at your certificate very closely and make sure everything is correct. Okay? Take just a minute or two. I know you're eager to go to start on your weekend, go celebrate, but please take 1 or 2 minutes. If you find an error on that certificate today, you can come to the counter and see our staff, and we will take care of it for you today. You'll leave today with your certificate. If you go home and then you see it, it's going to become a bigger hassle for you to come back and get it corrected and for us to take care of it. So please, please, please look that over. Okay? After you do that, you need to sign your name on the certificate. You can do that. You don't need to do that in the office, but you need to do that to make your certificate fully valid, fully ready to use for everything that you need it for. Okay? After you sign it, I recommend that you make a few copies of your certificate, just so you have a backup. Okay? And then you just need to keep your certificate in a safe, secure place. Okay? You can put it in a drawer, in a safe, frame it, put it on your desk, hang it on the wall. Any of those things are fine. Please do not cover your certificate in hard plastic permanent laminate covering. Okay? We see sometimes people do that, thinking they're keeping the certificate safe and secure. It actually makes the certificate invalid, and then you have to apply for a replacement one, and we don't want you to have to do that. Okay? All right. After that, you're going to use your certificate for a few things. Okay, and I'll explain those here in a moment. But a couple things. First, voter registration. Okay, we want you to, as soon as you can. We'll let you know. Are they here? So right now we don't have anybody here. If somebody shows up for voter registration, I'll let you know. If there isn't voter registration today, getting registered to vote in Colorado is pretty easy. You can do that online. There's lots of ways to do it. But get registered right away. We just had elections a couple weeks ago, but there's always an election coming up locally. I think somebody told me we have, if you live in Denver, the mayoral election is coming up in the spring. All different communities have different elections. So don't wait for the next big election. Get registered now. That way you can participate in elections right away. Okay, passport. All right, all of you in your packet, you have a copy of a passport application. You can apply for a passport whenever you're ready, as soon as today if you want to. You can't do it here. Okay, we don't do passports here, so you need to go somewhere that accepts the passport. Usually post office is where most people go. There's a few other options around town as well. When you do your passport, you're going to give them the application, all the things you need to go with it, as well as your certificate of naturalization, your original certificate. They're going to take that certificate, they will make your passport, and they will send everything back. Okay? The passport agency is really good. They won't lose it. They won't damage it. So you can have security in that, but that's why I say make a couple copies of it for peace of mind. Okay? Social Security. Okay, Social Security's records show you as a permanent resident. Okay, it will stay that way until you go to Social Security and tell them I've become a citizen. Okay, you need to go to a Social Security office and bring your certificate. Okay, they will look at it. They're going to do a computer verification with our system to verify that yes, you are an American citizen. Okay, and then they'll update their records. They recommend that you wait at least 2 weeks after today before you go to their office. If you go too soon and our systems haven't fully updated and haven't jived with theirs, then they may have to tell you to come back. So you don't have to go right at 2 weeks. You can wait longer than that. I just recommend sometime in the next month or two, go take care of that so you don't forget. All right, you want to have that updated properly for whenever you need to use Social Security. Okay. Last two things I'll talk about are the impact of you becoming a citizen on family members. Okay, children. All right, so if you have children who are under 18, who have a green card, a permanent resident status, and they live with you, they will automatically gain citizenship today based on you becoming a citizen. Okay? If that applies to your child, there's two things you can do for proof of citizenship. You can apply directly with the passport office for a passport, and then the other option is to apply with our agency for a certificate of citizenship using the form N600. Okay? It's up to you what option you want to do. There's kind of benefits, negatives to both, well, mostly benefits, but there's just different considerations. So if you have a question about that, you can come and see me after the ceremony. Okay, and then the last thing is family members that you can to come to the United States as permanent residents. Okay, so as American citizens, there are certain relatives who have a much more streamlined process because they are considered immediate relatives in immigration law. And that means that there's no limit on the number of people in those relationships that can become permanent residents every year. Okay, and so those spouses, parents, and children who are under 21 and unmarried. Okay, those relationships, those people have a much more streamlined process. Okay, you can also petition for children who are over 21, children who are married, and brothers and sisters. Okay, depending on the relationship and where you are from in the world will determine the amount of time that takes for the whole process to go through. And that's just because there's only a limited number of visas available each year for those categories. Okay, and so in some cases that wait may be a year, 2 years, 3 years. In some cases for the categories that have the least visas and a lot of demand, it can take 20, 25, 30 years. It can take a long time. Okay, if you have questions about that, more specifically to your situation, come and see me and I'll do my best to help you out. Okay? Otherwise, our goal is for you to sit back, relax, enjoy your special day. So really the only things you probably need to have out are maybe that little half-size card and your flag if you feel like waving that, pulling that out in ceremony. If you want to put the packet in your bag or under your chair, whatever you want to do with it, we just don't want you to feel like you have to have it out. Okay, during the ceremonies, you're welcome to take photos, video of the whole thing. Just ask that if you have a cell phone, just turn it on silent. And I'm going to go down and get family and friends here in a moment. Does anybody have any questions before I do that?
Can we apply online for the passport?
No. Passport is a hard copy. You have to go in person. You give them photos, pay the fee. So no, they are
Ey, deberían de enseñarle a mi mamá cómo se meta para que me mire. Ya vamos a empezar. Van
You
a
give them the original certificate
traer
when
a
you apply. Yep.
los
They'll take it. They'll make your passport. They'll send everything back.
al nini y a las
Okay, we'll
niñas.
get family and friends. We'll get started. Thanks.
Y este es el que tengo que decir ahorita.
Hi, my name is Erica Hernandez from Rio Paso. While Andy's getting your friends and family, just so you know, he mentioned getting your certificate. So first row is really easy. You just come and get it and then go back. But from the second row back, I'm gonna ask you to stand up and make a line on this side. And then you get your certificate from Andy, pictures, video days, and then you're gonna come back on this side. So it's kind of like a graduation ceremony. So get your certificate and then come back to your seat on this side. There's restrooms if you wanna go before the ceremony. There's restrooms right next to the elevator. And like Andy said, if you have a question about your certificate, if something is printed or different country, you can come see me after the ceremony. Thank you.
Tengo que meter todo. Tengo que decir esto. Ahorita que me pregunte, uno por uno lo va a decir. Y luego vamos a cantar
Yeah, you can sit on the
el
other
Star
side of the
Spangled
room.
Banner.
Yeah. You're welcome to do it now. Yeah.
Y sí,
No. only
¿cómo
one.
ven?
Yeah, you can go ahead and have a seat if you want. 'Cause they're
Ahora
coming.
vamos a esperar a que vengan todos. Ya tengo la bandera, ¿ya vieron? Para que al último la vamos a usar, yo creo. Así que tengo que meter todos los papeles adentro para que no se me... Y ya van a hablarle a todos. Una de la MS, dice mi hermano Miguel, que cuando van a hacer el muro, para que para irles a ayudar. Dile, voy a cantar una de la banda Maguey. Saludos para todos mis hermanos que me están mirando y mi mamá. Miguel, Alfredo, Ernesto y Mariela. Un saludo desde Denver. Ya van a empezar a venir todos. Miren.
You're welcome. We have seats on the other side of the room.
Ya van a entrar todos.
On the other side of the room.
A ver en dónde se mira mi esposo y mis niñas.
There's seats on the other side of the room.
No se miran. Sí, las mandaron. Entonces, a ver en dónde están. Que no se vinieron. Y le voy a dar el teléfono a mi esposo porque no voy a poder grabar yo. Y él va a estar transmitiendo desde vivo de YouTube para todos ustedes. Ya empezaron.
Good afternoon. Come on, right in here. Any place where there's an open seat up there.
Déjenme ver si vienen.
Welcome. There's seats on the other side of the room. Welcome.
No sé, es que el camello les va a forrar un muro de mármol. Y sí, que Alfredo les va a formar un muro de mármol.
Seats on the other side of the room.
Yo creo de piedras porque de mármol
Welcome. There's seats on
se
the
va a
other
tardar un año. No llegó. Estoy esperando a mi esposo que llegue. A ver. Diles que el camello. Diles que Miguel le pega a la Ruby. Ay, Miguel, que te pega tu vieja. No, no, no. Todos se van a enterar en YouTube.
There's still seats in the back.
No sé en dónde vienen. Tienes que Miguel que si ponen una orden de restricción a la Ruby porque se lo chingan. Ahorita le vamos a poner una orden de restricción para que no se los chinguen. Que si me...
Is she here? No. You want to get that phone?
¿Qué pasó, carnal? ¿Ya te están pegando la vieja? No, 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 no. No los he mirado, no los he mirado. Estoy esperando a mi familia y no los he mirado.
There's seats on the other side of the room.
Vienen.
Well, you have only two hands, so go ahead.
I can have that one.
Seats on the other side of the room.
Thank you.
There's seats on the other side of the room. You in the back.
No, tardando. No sé por qué se están tardando. Pero ya vamos a empezar. A lo mejor vienen acá, no sé. Vamos a mirar porque están llegando más gente. Como pueden ver, no andes quemando el camello.
This is for you the whole day. Okay.
Que también te pegan. Pues a todos se los chingan. ¿Dónde está mi familia? No la miro. Ya van a empezar y no miro a nadie. Oh, ahí vienen. Ve, está en vivo. Nada más le cambias así. Ten. Está en vivo.
Let's go. Sit down. Come on, girls. Ahí está mami, look. It's mami. Ahí está mami.
everybody to this afternoon's naturalization ceremony here at the U.S. Citizenship and Field Office. My name is the Field Office Director here, and in just a few moments it will be my honor to welcome 50 new American citizens from 27 countries by taking the oath of allegiance. So let's give them. Family, friends, and guests, we're just so thankful for being here. Thank you for joining the celebration. We welcome you. Hope you have a great experience here today. To all of you who are going to become citizens, I just want to again congratulate you. Welcome here today. We recognize that this is a significant moment in your life. You have made an important decision, and I think for many, if not all of you, a very difficult decision to give up your allegiance and your loyalty to your home country, and to give that allegiance and loyalty to the United States and taking the oath of allegiance. And we recognize that that's not an easy choice, it's not an easy process, right? This isn't a formality or a lot that goes through. We recognize that this is probably one of the biggest days in your life. These days are very special for us here at USCIS. We really take pride in the part that we play in this process. I know for a small part, right? We help you with your interview, get to the application, and then have the ceremony. You've gone through years and years, many of you, many years here in the United States before getting to this point. We just want to welcome you, let you know that this is a big day for us as well. This really is the best part of working at USCIS, is to be able to be a part of these ceremonies. They're always highlighted days on my calendar when I get to be a part of these. So I want to welcome you. I want to tell you how much we appreciate you and thank you that you're here today. Before we take the oath, I just want to go through a little bit about what you are doing in taking that oath, and also what you're not doing. Okay? When you take this oath of allegiance, like I mentioned, you are going to be giving up your allegiance and loyalty to your former country, and giving your loyalty now to the United States. Okay? And again, that's not a formality. This isn't a box check thing. This is the most important part of this process, is that you are taking this oath of allegiance. This demonstrates your commitment and what you are willing to do in order to adopt the United States as your own country. Significant, extraordinary things that you are doing. Giving that loyalty now to the United States is one of those things. All right, you're also saying that you can defend the Constitution and laws of the United States. All people of good moral character. That's a requirement in this process. And by saying you're going to support and defend the Constitution going forward as an American citizen, this demonstrates the type of people that you are, and that is a significant part of the oath, that you will continue down that path, being a person of good moral character by supporting, defending, following, obeying the laws and the Constitution of the United States. You're also saying that you're willing to help if we need. If you need to be asked to serve in the military, right? If you're taking the full oath, you were saying, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to do work of national importance in a time of crisis. Okay, the likelihood that you'll be drafted into national service is probably pretty low. Okay, so that's why I always encourage people to think about, after you leave today, what are you going to do with your American citizenship? All right? I'm sure all of you as permanent residents were contributing a great deal to your communities, to your workplaces, to your families, to your neighborhoods, everything you're involved with. But now as an American citizen, you have that permanent. All right? And you have stepped forward and said, I want to become an American. And I truly hope that you use everything, your skills, your talents, your time, to serve everyone around you, your communities, your neighborhoods, your workplaces, your families, everything you're involved with. Now as an American citizen, you have the opportunity to be able to part. And I really encourage you to make the most of that. Because again, you're more than likely are not going to be drafted to serve in the Northern National Importance. It could happen, and that's why it's extraordinary that you're willing to do that in order to become a citizen. Okay? And I encourage you, please be involved. Okay? Get registered to vote. Vote in every election. Okay? Be communities and everything that you do. That's what it means to be an American. To be as involved as you possibly can. Right? We don't always have to agree on everything. We disagree in our country about a lot of things. All right, but we have a peaceful government. We have a peaceful transfer of power in the House of Representatives from one party to the next. Okay, that's not always the case everywhere in the world, and many of you know that from personal experience. Okay, be a part of that. All right, be civil about it. Be good. You're not doing. You're not being asked to give up your love for your former country, for your customs, family, and friendships. That's what makes you feel Americans to share those things with everyone around you. People who do that, that's what makes this country such a unique and wonderful country. We have people from every other country in the world that have come to the United States, set up their lives here, and then made that choice and taken that step to join us as American citizens. So we hope that you feel free to express that and to celebrate those things that make you the special person that you are. Before we take the oath, we are going to do something called the Call of Country, where we list off every country that is represented here amongst our soon-to-be citizens. So when you hear your country named, if you would please stand so we can give you a round of applause. Family and friends, this is a good chance for a photo if you're interested. Okay, and yeah, you'll stand, we'll cheer, and then you'll have a seat. Okay, the first country on the list today is Austria. Bosnia and Herzegovina. Burma. China. Congo. El Salvador. Eritrea. Ethiopia. France. Germany. Ghana. Honduras. India. Iraq. Israel. Kenya. Mexico. Nepal. Nigeria. Panama. Rwanda. Sudan. Turkey. Uzbekistan. Venezuela. All right, let's have a big round of applause. Please have the candidates for naturalization, please stand. Family and friends, if you'd like to move around,
todos,
get a
casi.
better angle on a photo, you can do that. You can come all the way up around me next to me if you need to. Just don't stand right in front of somebody taking the oath. Will you just hold and do that? Okay, please raise your right hand in the air. After me. I hereby declare on oath that I have
on, man. Me paso para allá. ¿Qué es esto?
I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law, and that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, so help me God. Congratulations, you're now American citizens. Okay, family and friends, this is not, just a second, this is not an invitation to do a full-blown photo session, but I'm going to invite you to go just take 45 seconds to a minute to go and welcome the new citizens with a hug, a kiss, a high five, a handshake, a fist bump, whatever you'd like. So just go take a moment to do that.
Congratulations, bro. Goofy. Nobody is watching though.
¿No? Why?
Se cortó.
¿Se cortó?
We're right here, man. Go say congratulations to your mom.
If I can have everybody please start to find your seats. Thank you. Please find your seats.
Turn around and watch. Huh? Pues hay que cagarlo. Girls. Yeah, Juan con todos.
The director of the USCIS, Mr. L. Francis Cisna, asked that I share this message with you right after you take the oath of allegiance. And his message says, "My fellow American citizens, on behalf of all the dedicated men and women of the Department of Homeland Security's U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, I want to congratulate you on becoming citizens of our great nation today. As Americans, we are united not by background, race, or religion, but rather by our common citizenship, which is based on democratic ideals, equal and individual rights, and shared responsibilities. Upon taking the oath of allegiance, you have joined a long legacy of Americans who have contributed to the vibrancy and success of this country. As you are now part of this special legacy, I encourage you to use your talents and skills each day to build a better, stronger, and brighter America for all here today and for the future generations to come. Along with all the rights you now have comes the responsibilities of citizenship. It is now your duty to make positive contributions to your community and to the nation. The United States welcomes you, and as fully vested members of this great nation, may you chart a successful path as our newest citizens. Sincerely, L. Francis Cisna, Director, USCIS.
Look. Here, grab it. Grab it. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, let's go, mommy. Come on. Shh. Okay, be quiet. Okay.
The wonderful future we will have together. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Go, mama. Let's go.
So now that our
Okay.
new citizens have officially taken the oath, before we do that, I know that we have some experts on the pledge of allegiance. Usually in America, when you're a student, you learn the pledge and you say it either every day or every week or every month. So, if I have any young people who are interested in helping lead the pledge of allegiance, I invite you to come up.
That's you crying. You should be quiet.
As the new citizen or next to me or whatever you want, just to get whatever photo you want, but that will go in. Okay? So our first person coming up is Petra Ulrika Hughes. Maria Cecilia Rojas. Soledad Almanzan. Zenaida Salcedo Ibarra. Lawrence Kofi Frimpong. Behan Keys Maybach. Maria Pamela Andrade Celadon. Praveen Kumar Jella. Anuleka Bilhana. Leopoldo Don Juan Villanueva.
¿Dónde andan?
Joseph Muafa Kambu. Sasha Christopher. Candelaria Ortega.
Ya agarré la...
Nordilu Norris.
Ya agarré el certificado. Everybody, ya los voy a dejar porque me